that reduction, and the reduction has come because of, number one, the realignment, number two, because of the physical space. So basically, we budget based on what has been requested by the Royal Ministry. So, as I indicated, the reduction is because of the realignment of programs under the vote. Chair, I submit.
Minister of Sports, you're asking point of order or?
Chair, I have observed that my elder from Palombe, is it not East? Wapaloni. He's been rising a lot. Is it to do with the forthcoming elections visibility or what? Looks like
Honorable Minister, please. Honorable Minister, please. Honorable Minister, please. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Minister, please avoid that, please. Honorable Minister, please, 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 please. Honorable members, there's a motion that the provision of 31,453,729,866 kwacha on vote 271, Accountants General's Department stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 273, Malawi Revenue Authority. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provisions of 129,692,207,867 kwacha on vote 273 Malawi Revenue Authority stand part of the recurrent estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Kasungu Central and then Mangochi Southwest. Kasungu Central.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On vote 273, Malawi Revenue Authority, what we have in that vote is a recurrent budget for recurrent expenditure, but there's no development expenditure for MRI. I wanted to make a proposal for the future that it may be necessary in future to have some development expenditure budget for MRI, because MRI is having to put personnel along the borders because they have to be collecting revenues, tax revenues through the border posts, and therefore they need to build houses, for example, for their staff. So perhaps in future, this can be something to be considered, because when we met MRI during the cluster meetings, they did complain that they need to have more resources for them to build some staff houses along the borders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the people of Kasungu Central. Mangochi Southwest, and then we'll go to Mwanza Central. Thank you.
No, Honorable Chairperson, I yield to my senior because the question was similar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very wise question from Kasungu Central, and that's why Mangochi has yielded to that. We need houses for people that are working in the border post. Mwanza Central.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I am not akin to figurative transaction, neither am I an apprentice to economics. But I want to agree with the estimate member for Kasungu Central on the context of development budget of Malawi Revenue Authority. As somebody who comes from the border district, Honorable Minister of Finance, sir, since the Malawi Revenue Authority have a responsibility of taxing and fiscal income for the country. Could you, good honorable minister, sir, think of constructing houses, particularly in the border areas, where the staff are living in a very sorry, dilapidated houses? Because when you have a dog that you want to catch, you a nice fat meat, or you're going hunting, it is only right and proper to feed it. So, right, me, honorable ministers, I want to concur with a very esteemed member of parliament, Kasungu Central, to say I agree with him, and could I just buttress what he has said, minus some economics and figurative transaction, which I may not be an authority to do likewise. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, honorable member for Mwanza Central, for adding weight to the request from Kasungu Central saying MRA in the future need to have a developmental aspect on their budget because they need houses for MRA staff, especially those that are working in our borders. Very important question. Honorable Minister, your dear brother from Kasungu need that. So it's a nodding on your side. Thank you. But it will carry more weight if your voice is heard, Honorable Minister.
Chair, thank you very much. And I want to thank the Kasungu Center for the insight. And Chair, we have taken note of the issues. Chair, I submit.
If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 129 billion 602 million 209,067 kwacha on vote 273 Malawi Revenue Authority stand part of the current estimates. Those of the opinion say aye. Those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Vote 274 Roads Fund Administration. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 261,739,319,580 kwacha on vote 274 Roads Fund Administration stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Leader of Opposition, Mulanje Southwest, is it?
Chair, I would like to ask, through you, Chair, the Minister of Finance, going to budget document number 5 on page 287, there's an allocation of 1 billion kwacha for Tuchila Bridge. Chair, I would like to ask the Minister of Finance that last year, in the financial year, we revised 1,442 million kwacha, but nothing has happened up to now. What happened to these funds? What happened to these funds which were allocated last year? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, the people of Mulanje Southwest, who also happens to be the leader of opposition. Lumpi West, and then Mangoti Southwest. In that order, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I'm using two documents. That is budget document number 3 on page 40. Then budget document number 4, volume 2, page 340. The overall allocation to road fund administration minus the personal other recurrent transaction, development part 2, development part 1 has been allocated, that is close to, that is 261. I wanted clarification to the Minister of Finance. If you look at page 340, budget document number 4, if I may just give you an example, on 1140, Lumpinyika Turnoff Road has been allocated 6 billion. And from 260 or 160 billion, how many roads and how many kilometers are we going to cover with this? Because if I factor in, if 20 kilometers currently of class 2 road is costing about 30 billion, not class 1. Now, Lumpi-Nyika Road has been allocated 6 billion. Is this just another figure, or government has some resources somewhere that it will use to, I don't know,
Order.
construct?
Mankibe.
So I need clarification, because if you look at the number of roads, some have been given 10 billion, 1 billion, all number of roads. Yet last year, Lumpi-Nyika Road was allocated 3.4 billion, and there are balances there. Now the 6 billion, is it a top up to the 3.4 billion, or it's another lot? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This includes several roads in this country. The money that has been allocated to road fund administration for roads construction, which is a paramount thing that is a catalyst to the development of this country, is not enough. Do you have other resources somewhere that you pump into the road sector so that we achieve all what we have planned? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mangochi Southwest, and then we go to Mangochi Mankibe. There's a point of order from Mango. There's a south point of order. There's a south.
Chairperson, I would like to take you to our own standing orders. If you would go to 135. 135, Speaker. Chairperson. I believe our focus should be on what has been referred to the committee of the whole House. And what has been referred to the committee of the whole House through the motion by the Minister of Finance, it is what we would also see in Standing Order 137. If I would quote you and read Standing Order 135.3, the committee shall not consider any matter other than a matter which has been referred to it or which it has required by these rules to consider. So right on, Chairperson, I believe we're going off track when we start debating. Because the motion that has been delivered by the Minister of Finance is for us to be debating on figures. But now when we start bringing this and this, I don't know, maybe I stand to be corrected when I read the standing orders. I submit, Chairperson.
Members of Parliament have got 3 responsibilities. 1, representation. 2, oversight. 3, registration. We are here for oversight. This is a simple example of oversight. Thank you. Mangochi Southwest.
Honorable Chairperson, thank you very much.
Honorable members from government side sometimes learn to appreciate. Members from government side sometimes learn to appreciate. There's the reason why the dictionary had the word appreciation. There's the reason why somebody thought to put the word appreciation in the dictionary. Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson,
Mangochi Southwest.
thank you very much for giving the people of Mangochi Southwest an opportunity to ask a question to the Honorable Minister of Finance. I would want to refer Honorable Minister of Finance to document number 4, volume number 2, specifically on page 340, 341 and the rest of the pages. But also as I do so, I would want to refer the Minister of Finance to budget document number 5, specifically on page 287 as well as the 288 and 289. Muzimva ndikunena pompano ndanena.
No, honorable Mangochi Southwest.
Sorry, honorable chairperson, I'm speaking. Can I take it again?
Yes.
Thank you very much, honorable chairperson. Thank you very much for giving the people of Mangochi Southwest an opportunity to ask the honorable Minister of Finance a question. The question is coming from document number 4, volume 2.
Honorable
Honorable
member, a learned accountant.
I got the proof.
Continue.
Yeah, I got the proof.
A fellow chartered accountant. In fact, a fellow accountant. Please continue.
My apologies, I got the flu. So some of the words are not being properly. Yes. So, volume 2, page 340 and 341 and 342 as well. Again, volume 5, which is program-based budget, page 287, 288, and 289. Honorable Chairperson, I have been in this house for 5 years now, 6 years now. And every time I stood in this house, I've been asking about Mangochi, Chiripa, Baraka Road, Katef. Every time. And every time the minister has been gracious and he has been responding that he's going to consider putting resources into this road. I would want to understand why, because this is now understatement. We call it understatement in finance terms, where you have omitted something which is
too excited to learn that when good things happen, honorable members can stand tall in this house and show their appreciation. And one such a thing is what the Member of Parliament for Mangochi Monkey Bay has done. Yes, all the resources allocated for Mangochi Monkey Bay Road will indeed come to Mangochi. I would like also to make mention that the resources to roads and all projects are provided in accordance to the planned works and progress register. There was a question, Chair, that came from Rumbi, on Rumbi Nyikalo, where it has been allocated 6 billion. This is the answer to that particular question, that the 6 billion is provisional, and we consider, as I said, performance and progress, and if they are going to exhaust these resources, we'll definitely consider. On the Tuchila Bridge, again, the 1 billion was and is provisional, but Tuchila is so unique in the sense that as the leader of opposition is aware.
Leader of opposition, your question is being addressed.
Yes, Tuchila. So we had a problem with the contractor. The contractor had no capacity, but I'm pleased to indicate in the House that through Ministry of Transport and Public Works, we've been able to identify a new contractor, and the works will commence soon. Chair, the question about the Chiripa, Obalaga Chiripa Road, this is also the road that the minister uses, and I think the Member of Parliament is aware. I would like to assure him that the Balaga Chiripa Katema Road is one of very important roads in this country, and my ministry, but also government of Malawi, through my ministry, discussing with development partners to consider, working on this road, and very soon we'll be able to update you and the general public on the discussions that that we are actually undertaking. And I know our dear friends are really smiling because they know that when we engage development partners, they respond positively. Chair, I would like also to take this opportunity to inform the House and the honorable members that just yesterday, Chair, the Kuwait Fund have approved the funds for Mangochi Makanjira Road. I have the documentation here. On 25th of March 2025, you know that the money that we have allocated, the 200 million, is just for preparatory works. This road has got 100% funded by OPEC fund, by Saudi, and now we have the Kuwait. This means that all the development partners who wanted to fund this road have now approved, the funds for this road. So we have 100% total commitment from our funds. And I think this is good news for him and many other people from Mangochi, because this road is very important. Chair, I submit.
I see Mangochi Central and then Palombe Northeast. Mangochi Central.
Thank you, Chairperson. On the same Mangochi Katema Road, I wanted to backlash that the road is impassable now. We cannot pass through from Mangochi to Katema. So if there's anything remaining, Honorable Minister, please let's have a short-term solution so that the road should be impassable. Thank you, Chairperson.
Palombe Northeast.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In fact, mine is a very specific one. I heard, if I'm not mistaken, the Honorable Minister, when he was presenting his report, that there is a consideration for Nasiaya to Swangoma via Nambazo Road. I've gone through the pages from page 337 up to 345, but I cannot see this road in there. You remember, Mr. Chair, I've been standing this, in this house from 2014 to date, talking about Nasiaya, Swangoma, via Nambazo Road. Could the Honorable Minister say something on this road, Nasiaya, Swangoma, via Nambazo, which was a major road during the former first president, our father, Dr. H. Kamuzu Banda.
Palombe Northeast, you know, you began well, but now you are going into the wrong road. Be more precise, go to the budget document, you know. Here we are more into figures than the actual debate. Leader of the House.
Chair, you are doing a great job. Honorable members are also doing a great job. We just wanted to say that Parliament continues next week. So we are ready as ministers to get questions relating to their constituencies. Maybe we can concentrate on what has been presented. So these other important questions, we are ready to take them next week. Thank you.
That's why we love you, Leader. Mr. Finance, and then we move on.
Chair, just to indicate, as Leader of the House has alluded to, Nasiaya via Nambazo Road, very important, and I hope the responsible Ministry of Transport and Public Works will be able to provide answers during question time. But just to indicate that as we are discussing with partners on these other roads, we'll also be considering Nasiaya via Nambazo, and the member of Parliament in question has discussed with me for quite some time about this. So I really understand the importance of the same, as we are also passing through Nyazerera, Migoi, and via Chiringa. So these are very important roads. Chair, I submit.
Members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 261 billion 739 million 319,580 kwacha on vote 274 Lord's Fund Administration stand part of the current and moment estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the court opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 275, Subvented organization, Gear 5. Gear 5. Gear 5. Honorable Minister.
Chair, thank you very much. Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 390 billion 854 million 602,389 kwacha on vote 275 subvented organizations stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Zombari Sanjara, then Chikwawa West. Zombari Sanjara.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I know that within this budget line, there is MBC. And I wanted to put across to this House on the behavior of MBC. The programming of MBC, it has lost a direction.
Member, you are in debate. Chikwawa West.
Thank you very much, Chair, for giving a chance to the people of Chikwawa West. I would like to find out from the Minister of Finance if this budget line includes the 4 billion that as a cluster we requested that it has to be given to MITC so that they can finish the construction of Chigumula Industrial Park. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson for Media Committee, Tolosento.
Thank you very much, Chair. To the Minister of Finance, you know very well, sir, how we have struggled in terms of forex in this country. The National Science and Technology has embarked on doing a research on fertilizers, and they're doing very well. Unfortunately, they were supposed to be by June, September, be done with a particular fertilizer that would help us not to import this coming thing. But the money that is in there is too little for them to do that within the subvented. Would you consider increasing their budget from the 1.4 to the 4 billion that they want, considering the import substitution that they are to embark on? Import substitution on my mind, from their 1.4 to 4 billion, to make sure that at least we don't import the fertilizer. I submit.
Thank you very much, Tolosento. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. The special economic zones is under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and resources amounting to 2 billion have been allocated. On the subversion, you know, these are state-owned enterprises. And my ministry has embarked on a program, what we call performance-based, result-oriented. So resources to almost quite a number of them is also based on how they are performing. I think that's what I can do. I can say now. Quite a number of functional reviews are taking place, making sure that these subvented organizations should also be able to generate resources and stand on their own to reduce the burden that is put on the national budget. I hope I have been able to respond to this one, Chair. I submit.
Zomba Researcher.
Honourable Chair, is it in order to just stop me from speaking without understanding my point first, and then make a
Honourable members,
conclusion
if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 390 billion 854 million 602,089 kwacha on vote 275 subvented organizations stand part of the current and estimates. Those of the people say aye, and those of the economy say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 276, National Statistical Office, Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 7,105,833,413 kwacha on board 276, National Statistical Office, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 7,105,838,413 kwacha on vote 276, National Statistical Office, stand part of the current and own estimates. Those of the people say aye, and those of the economy people say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 277, National Planning Commission. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 2,005,353,317 kwacha on vote 277, National Planning Commission, stand part of the recurrent estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 2,005,353,317 kwacha on vote 277, National Planning Commission stand part of the current estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the government opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 278, unforeseen expenditure. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 3 billion on vote 278 and foreseen expenditure stand part of the current estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Now, members, if no one wants to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 3 billion on vote 278 and foreseen expenditure stand part of the current estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 279, Financial Intelligence Authority. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provisions of 2,341,849,357 kwacha on vote 279 Financial Intelligence Authority stand part of the current estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wants to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 2,341,849,357 kwacha on vote 279 Financial Intelligence Authority stand part of the current estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 310, Minister of Health, Kushipatala. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 396 billion, 56 million, 981,822 kwacha on vote 310, Minister of Health, stand part of the current and development estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Torotava, then Chitipa East, then Zomba Malosa, then Rumpi West, in that order, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, for allowing the people of Torotava. Honorable Chair, let me take you to program-based budget, document number 5, page 335. Issues to do with people living with HIV and AIDS. Honorable Chairperson, in view of the withdrawal of US funding, this ministry is the most affected, particularly in the drug budget. And this year, we have a budget deficit of 75 billion, which is 55%. My concern is on life-saving drugs for people living with HIV. Could the Honorable Minister of Finance consider allocating additional funds to the procurement of these drugs, because our people are getting worried and they don't know what comes tomorrow, people living with HIV and AIDS. And again, with the Honorable Chairperson, our hospitals are still experiencing drug shortages, and people are now hopeless. Whenever they go to hospital, the doctors prescribe the medicine. They've been advised to go to pharmacies to buy drugs. Could the Honorable Minister consider and take this as a priority instead of allocating more money for Kapinga in the State House? Please consider. I thank you.
Thank you very much, the people of Tolo Tava. Chitipa East.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, for giving space to the people of Misuku to ask the Minister of Finance, based on document number 5, specifically on assets as indicated in the...
Member, raise your voice, please. Raise your voice.
Sorry, I was saying, Deputy Speaker, sir. Oh, sorry, Chairman. Chairman, I wanted to ask on behalf of the people of Misuku, based on document number 5, on assets. Minister of Finance, can you confirm if the figure as shown in this document, page 324, if it is able to, to construct the Sokola Health Center in Group Village Makaira. Honorable Minister of Finance. Thank you, sir.
You, Chitepa East, Mazomba Malosa.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. With budget.
Raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. With budget document number 4, page 385, where
Volume what? Volume 1 or 2?
Volume 4, volume 2. It's okay? Yeah. Page 385, whereby...
Page 385.
Yes, just the last portion, where they're saying construction of Domas Community Hospital. There are no funds that have been allocated for Domas Community Hospital. So I wanted to find out, because I think Mr. Chairman, I've been asking for this hospital for a long time now. So I really wanted to know what the minister's plan for this community hospital. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zomba Malosa. Final on this one, Rumpi West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm using document, budget document number 4, volume 2, page 363, and backed up by budget document number 3, page, the first page.
Remember, may you start again? Budget document number?
Budget document number 4.
Yes.
Volume 2.
Yes.
Votes 250 to 310.
Yes, page?
Page 363.
Okay.
Ministry of Health. Specifically on development part 1, development part 2, where there's an allocation of 189 billion, 657, 652, 565. Then backing up with the budget document number 3, vote summary, the construction of Rumpi District Hospital and the feasibility study associated. I wanted to find out, last year we allocated about 200 million for feasibility studies. This time now it shows the figure 220 as a construction or for 2 hospitals. I wanted an assurance whether they have a different funding for the construction of Rumpi District Hospital and the because the figures that are there, they're not enough. We have been on feasibility studies for so many years. It's time now that the Rumpi people who borders with people from Zimba enjoy the facility built by the President, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera. As he promised.
You've made the point clear?
No,
thank you.
There's a subsidiary to that. There are 2 health posts that were 3, Kanyenjere, Kozo, and Tazima, will it be considered within this figure of 189 billion? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Palombe Northeast.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, for giving Palombe Northeast a chance to ask a question. I'm referring the Honorable Minister to budget document number 4, volume 2, on page 363. My concern there is just to find out where exactly is the increase coming from. Because in this document, we are given that the budget should have been 372 billion, 690 million, 947,913. But the actual, budget, the actual figure, which we have been, asked you to approve, is 396 billion, 056 million, 981,822. Another related question is, I just want to find out, at what point in time are these books printed? Maybe we might be asking maybe obvious questions, maybe it's a time lag. So I just want to find out really, because the difference of about 20 billion is something which must be explained. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Minister of Finance.
Chair, through you, let me answer the honorable members in the following way. Number one, the assets are resources for medical equipment and not necessarily for construction. There was a general question regarding ART providing some or raising some worries. I would like to assure the nation through the House that ART SOCO is still adequate, and this will take us to 2027. On Domasi, the first phase was completed, and that when we are going into the other phase, we are already assured of the resources. For instance, we have $4 million US from KFW, which is meant for Domas. So be at peace that the resources are actually coming. For Lumpi, the resources for Lumpi Hospital are for preparatory activities. On the
There's 2 health posts identification.
3 health posts for Palombe. Hello? Those have been considered, but I wanted to answer a question that came from, okay. So in the draft budget documents, once Parliament approves the budget, these changes will be reflected in the approved budget. I think this is in response to Palombe. Chair, I hope I have responded to all the questions.
I see Zomba Malosa.
Thank you, Chair. I was listening to the Minister.
Raise your voice, madam.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I was listening to the Minister when he said he has finished the first phase, which maybe it would have been nice if it's possible to explain, because last time we were told that they're still constructing, they haven't done, they had said that they are going to open the OPD, and that's what the people in Zomba Malosa are waiting, that the first phase is to open the OPD. But up to now, that is not done. So I really want to know, because they will start asking me why I didn't ask you, your office, First Deputy Speaker, Mr. Chairman, when we were passing the budget, why didn't the Minister come up clear? So I want him just to be clear what is in the first phase, so that we don't, because it means that we are not budgeted in the 2025 to 2026. I think according to what the budget.
Thank you. You've made your point clear. Thank you so much. And you're always so passionate about Zomba Malosa. May God bless you, Honorable Member. Honorable Minister.
Chair, through you, I have indicated that the first phase has or is completed, we are talking about the construction, and this is where we are putting resources. But I think the second part of our question is something very administrative, that the line minister, like Minister of Health, would be in a position to tell her as when they are opening up the OBD. But I think the most important part is that we have, as government, already identified the resources for phase 2, which is amounting to $4 million from KFUW. For Chitipa East, the Sogola Clinic has funds allocated and the contractor is already identified. And I think this responds to my dear Ram. Chair, I submit.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 296 billion 56 million 981,822 kwacha on vote 310 means of health stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 320 Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare, Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 69 billion 677 million 198,081 kwacha on vote 320 Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare stand part of the recurrent and development estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wants to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 69 billion 677 million 198,081 kwacha on vote 320 Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 330 Minister of Information and Digitalization, Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 28 billion 469 million 979,742 kwacha on vote 330 Minister of Information and Digitalization stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see no one else to speak, and I'll put the question that the provision of 28 billion 469 million 979,742 kwacha on vote 330 Minister of Information and Digitalization stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 340 Minister of Homeland Security, Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 8 billion 571 million 397,790 kwacha on vote 340 Minister of Homeland Security stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if you don't want to speak, I now put the question that the provision Tolotava.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I would like to ask the Honourable Minister.
Raise your voice, Honourable Member. Raise your voice.
Yes, I would like to find out from the Honourable Minister if there is additional funds to the Department of Police. I'm saying this because our men and women in uniform are struggling in so many ways, and they have challenges with transport in the police. Members here in this August House can agree with me that each and every time the minister is responding to questions, members have been asking for police vehicles in their police depots and units but up to now, there is no responses from the ministry. So is it possible maybe to allocate additional funds to this ministry? And another testament is that we can see our police carrying suspects using ambulances instead of sending ambulances to the hospitals, but they are using ambulances because they don't have
Honourable members,
vehicles.
this background
Could you
noise.
please consider allocating additional funds to this ministry? Our police officers are struggling. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member for Tolo Tava. Honourable Minister of Finance.
Chair, as I appreciate the importance of the question, I would like to make mention that I think this question was supposed to come under vote 341, which is Malawi Police Service. The vote 340 is Minister of Homeland Security, solely for administrative, issues. But I think when we come to vote 341, we'll be able to provide answers. Chair, I submit.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I have the question that the provision of 8,571,307,090 kwacha on vote 340, Ministry of Homeland Security, stand part of the current and dominant estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 341, Malawi Police Service. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 196,921,242,311 kwacha on vote 341, Malawi Police Service, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. And I beg to move, but also if you would allow me to respond to the question that came immediately. Just to assure the honorable member that my ministry has ensured that we allocate more resources to this department to cover their service delivery. That also includes even recruitment and promotion. So that has been allocated, and to be expressed for Cholo Tava in this particular vote, we have allocated 3 billion Malawi kwacha for procurement of vehicles under the Malawi Police Service. Chair, I submit.
Members, if you don't want to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 196 billion 921 million 242,311 kwacha on vote 341, Malawi Police Service, stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 342, Malawi Prison Service. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 51,241,574,291 kwacha on vote 342, Malawi Prison Service, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Zomba Malosa.
Thank you, Chair. On budget document 5, in my constituency, we have Domasi prison. I wanted to ask from the Minister of Finance if this amount that he has allocated to, and maybe just in the prison journal, it's enough, because usually within the year, prisons are suffering. We have to depend on well-wishers. So I would like to ask the Minister if he has considered the prisons. And the second part is that there is a bill of at least rehabilitating our prisons, at least modifying them. So I wanted to know if this amount that we are approving now, the 51 billion, these renovations, are they included? Because we know all of us here that we'll make that bill pass, the prisons bill. But I wanted to know that whatever is in that bill, will they be able to, will it be able to cover whatever we have suggested to be done? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zomba Malosa. Tolo South, Tekelani.
Thank you so much, Chair, for this opportunity given to Cholo South Tegeran just to find out from the Minister of Finance if there is a provision in the allocation of 51 billion, a provision of maybe something for prisoners, maybe to have a start of cultivating enough food for the prisons, and even to support Malawi, because Malawi is facing hunger. And if a provision is given to our prisoners who are just staying idle in their cells, can start cultivating, that can help Malawi to eradicate the hunger we are experiencing. So it's just a matter of finding out from the minister if that provision is there. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you very much, the people of Tolo South, to be more precise, in Tekeran. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I would like to assure the two honorable ministers that the resources allocated to the Department of Malawi Prison Services are quite enough to cover for their services, but also to make mention that the Malawi Prison Service is actually involved in the mega farm concept. Just for last growing season, they grew quite a lot for their own consumption. And this year again, they are also grown enough, food for themselves under the mega farm concept. So the issues under debate are well covered, Chair. Thank you very much. I submit.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 51 billion 241 million 574,291 kwacha on vote 342 Malawi Prison Service stand part of the current and moment estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 343, Immigration Department. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 18 billion 735 million 647,108 kwacha on board 343 Immigration Department stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 18 billion 735 million 647,108 kwacha on vote 343 Immigration Department stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 344, National Legislation Bureau. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 29 billion 990 million 208,338 kwacha on vote 344 National Registration Bureau stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Tolo Tava.
I wanted to ask a question to Immigration Department, not this vote.
Apologies. Was you just when I already started? My apologies. Next time, think on a member. But thank God, you're always late.
I'll sit down with the Honorable Minister
You're
because
always
I need a
late, and that's the
clarification
spirit.
on
You're
something.
always late. That's the spirit. You are coming back. Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question And the question is that the provision of 29 billion 990 million 208,338 kwacha on vote 344 National Legislation Bureau stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 350. Minister of Justice, Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 5,440,064,216 kwacha on board 350, Minister of Justice, stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Chitipa East.
Chairperson, thank you once again for giving the space to Chitipa East.
Chitipa, may you raise your voice, Chitipa East?
Thank you very much, Chairperson, for granting the space to the people of Chitipa East again. When I saw this vote 350 to the Minister of Justice, one Mr. Fred Mwenechanya asked me if this will cater for within the court in Misuku, close to Chinongo, where you come from, right Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Minister of Finance.
Chair, I would like to assure the honorable member that this budget has resources for that particular court. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, I see no one that wants to speak. I therefore put the question that the provision of 5,440,064,216 kwacha on vote 350, Minister of Justice, stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 351, Directorate of Public Prosecution and State Advocate. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 3,859,597,850 on vote 351, Directorate of Public Prosecution and State Advocate, stand part of the current estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 3,859,507,850 kwacha on vote 351, Directorate of Public Prosecution and State Advocate, stand part of the current estimate. Those of that opinion say aye, and those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 352, Registrar General's Department. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 3,370,467,226 kwacha on vote 352, Registrar General's Department, stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 3,370,467,206 kwacha on vote 352, Registrar General's Department, stand part of the current estimate. Those of that opinion say aye, and those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. You can tell your neighbor, so far so good. Vote 353, Administrator General's Department. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 2,253,173,886 kwacha on vote 353, Administrators General's Department, stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question. The question is that the provision of 2,253,173,886 173,806 kwacha on vote 353. Administrators General's Department stand part of the recurrent estimate. Those of that opinion say aye. And those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Vote 354. Attorney General's Department. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 964,583,388 on vote 354, Attorney General's Department stand part of the recurrent estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honour members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 964,583,388 kwacha on vote 354, Attorney General's Department stand part of the recurrent estimate. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Vote 355. Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provisions of 1,404,230,000 on vote 355, Office of the Registrar of Political Parties stand part of the recurrent estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honour members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 1,401,230,000 on vote 355, Office of the Registrar of Political Parties stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 360. Minister of Tourism, Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 17,970,983,766 kwacha on vote 360, Minister of Tourism, stand part of the recurrent and development estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honour members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 17,970,983,766 kwacha on vote 360, Minister of Tourism, stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of that opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 370. Minister of Labour. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 21,878,010,667 kwacha on vote 370, Minister of Labour, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Mulanje Bale and Trosento in that order, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Good evening. I would like to raise an issue on the technical colleges. The amount that you see there is on the lower side. Can we request an increase targeting technical colleges throughout Malawi? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mulanje Bale. Trosento.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let me join Mulanje Bale and previous time on 210, both development budget number 2, there is 2 billion. Honorable Minister, this allocation, in all fairness, is too low. I will take you to Cholo Central Technical College. For 5 years I've been idle. The amount that was spent there, just like many other, they are now getting almost dilapidated. Can you be considerate to add resources to this to avoid losing the already invested resources, which is taxpayers' money? I beg to request. Thank you.
Honorable West. Rumpi West, may you? Rumpi West?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm on budget document number 3, page 60, Minister of Labor vote. I want to raise a serious issue that the minister should consider. The minister should be aware for 3 or 4 years, Zorokere Technical School has never received an ORT. This has impacted on the technical school. The life there is miserable. I hope the figure, maybe this time is late, maybe at mid-term review, the minister should consider allocating funds because that is the only symbol that the youth can show. Thank you.
Finance.
Through your chair, I would like to assure the honorable members of the issues raised that my minister will consider them during the media review. Chair, I submit.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 21 billion 878 million 10,677 kwacha on vote 370, Minister of Labour stand part of the current and own estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 390. Minister of Trade and Industry. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I would like to move that the provision of 14 billion 455 million 170,236 kwacha on vote 390. Minister of Trade and Industry stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 14 billion 455 million 170,236 kwacha on vote 390, Minister of Trade and Industry stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 400, Minister of Transport and Public Works. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I would like to move that the provision of 100 billion, 187 million, 69,107 kwacha on vote 400. Minister of Transport and Public Works stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
If no one wishes to speak, I see Nkadabe Central. Nkadabe Central.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, sir, who is also serving as the first deputy speaker. I am referring you to the figures on the order paper, 100 billion. In the statement by the Honorable Minister of Finance himself, he added the fact that among the activities they want to do this financial year is to put a tarmac in the districts around the town center. So the question I want to ask the Honorable Minister is, among the town centers at the districts, among the town centers that you are eyeing, is in Nkarabe town center, ring roads, among those town centers or these centers, I submit to Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir.
Yewo adavua yewo ada yewo. Honorable member, Honorable Zombantonya, you had requested. Okay, Honorable Minister of Finance.
through your chair, Nkatabe, is it Nkatabe Central? Should be assured that amongst the towns, ring roads to be considered, yours is there. Thank you, Chair.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question. And the question is, the provision of 100 billion, 187 million, 69,107 kwacha on vote 400. Minister of Transport and Public Works stand part of the current and dominant estimates. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 420. Roads Authority. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 8 billion on the votes 420, Roads Authority stand part of the recurrent estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 8 billion on the vote 420, Roads Authority stand part of the recurrent estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. You can ask your friend, are you here? The chair is still in the same mode. The momentum at 2 p.m. now it is 5:42. The same wavelength, the same momentum. Zana Munez. Vote 430 at 17:42, 16 seconds. Minister of Finance, Malawi Human Rights Commission.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 3,819,257,253 kwacha on vote 430, Malawi Human Rights Commission stand part of the current estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Zomba Malosa.
Thank you very much, Chair. On budget document number 5, page 500, I wanted to ask the Minister, there's just a slide.
Raise your voice, honourable member, raise your voice.
Okay, I'm on budget document number 5, the program-based budget, page 500, where I'm seeing the grand total for the Malawi Human Rights Commission. Honorable Chair, what I've noticed, the money that is being allocated here, it's little compared than last year. Of course, it has just been slightly raised. But looking at that, this is an election year. There'll be a lot of human rights issues. I felt like the minister could have at least raised the amount, because that will help our commission to work well. We will all go through elections, we have issues, we need this commission with us. So I wanted to ask the Minister of Finance what he's thinking, or is he thinking of maybe adding after on mid-review, but really it's a concern here, because the increase is really slight from the other years that are not election years. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, honourable member, for Zomba Malosa. You're always alert, especially during budget times. God bless you. You're coming back once again. Honourable Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, through you, we have noted the concern, but just to assure that the resources provided are enough. Shall there be need that they are looking for others, will be able to provide. And then the provision for human rights actually has increased from 3.6 billion to around 3.8 billion. So there is an increase. I submit, Chair.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 3,819,257,000 253 kwacha on vote 430. Malawi Human Rights Commission stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye.
Aye.
And those of the court opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 460. Malawi Electoral Commission make. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 174 billion, 931 million, 917,670 kwacha on vote 460. Malawi Electoral Commission stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honour members, if you know to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 174 billion. Wow.
Honourable Chairperson, quickly, Honourable Chairperson, this is Malawi Southwest, document number 4, volume 3, page 269. The question is as follows. Under vote 460, cost center 001, 156 program, sub-program is the media and public relations. There is no estimate for 2025-26. Yet, in the year that has just gone, there was an estimate that was provided for. The question is this deliberate, considering that, yes, this is an election year, we need a lot of publicity, mobilizing people to go and vote. Now, if you don't have a budget for that, how do we intend to get everyone to get to the ballot box and vote for the mighty Democratic Progressive Party? Thank you.
Minister of Finance.
Chair, just to assure the honourable member that we have allocated enough resources to Malawi Electoral Commission, and that part of the resources are the ones that the Commission uses for media and publicity. Let me also make an emphasis that the honourable member is part of those that have actually listened, seen, and witnessed the Malawi Electoral Commission doing quite a lot of publicity and media engagement. And that cannot be done for free. That has been considered. And resources for media are actually budgeted under the electoral services. Chair, I beg to submit.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister of Finance, Rompe East.
I want to comment anyway. It was done by mistake.
Members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 174 billion 931 million 917,670 kwacha on vote 460 Malawi Electoral Commission stand part of the recurrent estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the court opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 470, Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 24,809,727,196 kwacha on the vote 470, Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Salimanov, and then Palombe Northeast.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
May you raise your voice, Salimanov?
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Let me bring you to document number 5, page 511, meteorological services. I've seen that the adjustment is so little. The increment is 4.9 million. Now, in my district, the Office of Meteorological Services is in a very solid state, and it needs refurbishment. Could the minister make consideration on this line so that maybe the Office of Meteorological Services in my district is maintained? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much, the people of Tavite, the long-serving member in this house now. Honorable member for Tolo, Salima North, Yona Kapamtengo. Chitipa South, but before you, Palombe Northeast.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I refer our Honorable Minister to budget document number 4, volume number 3, page 271. I realize that there is an increase on the vote of 500 million kwacha. I just want to find out whether it is on the recurrent, the increase on the recurrent, or on the development, because I take 500 million to be material enough. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Chitipa South.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mine is in line with the cluster report. The cluster report is recommending that the minister should be given an additional 2 billion in Malawi kwacha. Part of that money is supposed to be used for the Salima Met office, which the honorable member from Salima just talked about. It's in Soro State. It's at Salima Aerodrome. If you look at it, it is a shameful building. Secondly, they are recruiting 1,500 security guards. So the report had clearly recommended that they should be given an extra 2 billion for those activities. But maybe the minister will pronounce himself whether that money will be given or it has been given or how they will move forward with the implementation of their activities as a ministry. I submit.
Tolo Central.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would like to draw the minister to the attention of the minister, page 79 of budget document 4, where it's talking about fisheries. If you check what has been budgeted for this year, a year before, and the other year, there is no increase per se, if you look at it in nominal terms. Why am I bringing it? I really plead that there be an increase. We are talking about imports and import substitution and all sorts of things, and our fisheries in Malawi is really behind. Can you consider really pushing more resources to this so that at least the fisheries, or rather fish farming in Malawi, can take shape and we export? We are lacking so much. I mean, we needed to be exporting, and the fish is one such a thing that we can. But really, there is a lot that is missing within the fisheries department. I submit, Chair. I know the minister should be smiling there. Can you add voice there? We really want more money in the fisheries department.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Tolo Central. Minister of Finance.
Through your chair, I really share the concerns of honorable members. Number one, on meteorological services, resources have actually increased from 65 million to 70 million. That's an increase. On the construction of office, we actually informed the ministry to submit the project proposal to PSIP within my ministry, and consideration will be made. Chair, on the recruitment resources under the DHRMD, that's the Department of Human Resource Management. On rehabilitation, I think the ministry will actually submit a request on the same. But Chair, I would like to make mention that if there is a ministry that we cooperated so well during this time when we were actually formulating the budget, was the Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, because in the first place, when we made the allocation, they were the first people to come and say, no, according to our priorities, we would like you to realign the resources in this way. So the allocation that honorable members are seeing are the allocations that have been done during the process of realignment with the full consent and consensus between the two ministries. Suffice to say that shall there be need for increased resources, then definitely during mid-year review, we'll be able to consider that. We appreciate the fact that the aquaculture is really very important if we are to export fish, and I think it's good that the ministry is putting much attention on the same. Chair, I submit.
Members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 24 billion 809 million 727,196 kwacha on vote 470, Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change stand part of the current and own estimates. Those of the people say aye. Those of the contrary say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Vote 480, Minister of Mining. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 10 billion 658 million 360,155 kwacha on vote 480, Minister of Mining, stand part of the recurrent and development estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Zomba Central, and then Mulanje Southwest, the leader of opposition.
Chair, thank you for recognizing the people of Zomba Central. Zomba Central is of the view that the allocation for the ministry is on the lower side, looking at the fact that we are looking for the sector which can help this country to have economy which is very tangible in terms of forex. So the 10 billion should be revised upwards. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Zomba Central. Leader of opposition, Mulanje Southwest.
Thank you, Chair. I would also urge the Minister to have another look at this allocation which has been given on this.
You raise your voice, Honorable Leader.
Yeah, I also would like to agree that the allocation which has been made on this mining port is very negligible, taking into account that the future of Malawi rests to a greater extent on the mining sector. Even employment of the people and even the mining sector where other minerals have to be exploited, it is based on the mining sector. So this figure is really very negligible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leader of Opposition, for echoing with what Zomba Central did say. Zomba Chisi, if you viewed it, thank you. Mangochi Southwest.
Honorable Chairperson, I would like to refer to document 5.
It's your voice, my dear brother from Mangochi Southwest.
You. Honorable Chairperson, I would like to ask a question, and I will be asking the question from document number 5, page 537. The question is on the 5 billion, which is on the development budget line, and specifically is to do with the cost center 25080, establishment of a mining company. May the minister justify this 4 billion in respect that I think for the last year we also gave them about 1.7 billion. What is the status of this mining company? What has happened so far? Why do they need this 4 billion? And for what? Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Minister of Finance.
Chair, the question from Mangochi South East is the answer.
Mangochi Southwest.
Mangochi Southwest is probably the answer to Zomba Central, in the sense that we have allocated 10 billion to the ministry, but this ministry has got MDS, one of which is the mining authority, which has been allocated the 5 billion. So the 5 billion is for the mining authority. Remember also that we have the mining company. So the resources allocated for the ministry are enough, and others are now gone to the authority in making sure that we establish a fully fledged legal entities that will help to sanitize the mining sector. Chair, in the 2024-25 fiscal year, the expenditure was low because the vote was not fully established. Chair, I submit.
Honour members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 10 billion 658 million 360,155 kwacha on vote 480 Ministry of Mining stand part of the current and development estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the counter opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 490, Minister of Energy. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 56 billion for the 6,637,238 kwacha on vote 490, Minister of Energy, stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
I see Zomba Chisi. I also see Blantyre North, and of course, the people of Chikwawa, Bolero, in Rumpi West. But of course, we start with Toro Tava, and then we go to Zomba Chisi. Toro Tava, so we go upwards to the islands of Zomba Chisi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I'm using document.
Raise your voice, Honorable Member, please.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. I'm using document, budget document number 4, volume 3. My question.
Page.
Actually, I'm going straight to the total vote which is 56 billion. I would like to have an assurance from the Honorable Minister if this allocation is enough to cater for the Malep 9 lines, which people have been waiting for so long. And now we are talking of Malep 10, but I have in mind Kasaila and Senga and Chingas. These lines are not yet completed, and the minister assured the people of Chorotava that he's going to complete these Malep lines, but I would like just an assurance from you, Honorable Minister. Chorotava, is it included in this 56 billion?
Chorotava.
Or we should forget?
Thank you. Before you resume your seat, you may also ask on behalf of the people of Livwezi. They have been waiting, Livwezi. Aduru Park, can you hear Shayona? Please. Livwezi. You may ask Livwezi. You can ask him, Livwezi.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Indeed, in short, I would like just to have an assurance from the Honorable Minister. If Chorotava is included in this budget, especially the 3 lines that people have been waiting for so long, are we included in this budget? Thank you. Huh? Huh? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. Let me take also this opportunity to ask on your behalf if the reverse line is being included in this budget. I thank you.
I can see our shadow MP in the name of Chorotava asking for Livwezi. We need the power at Livwezi, near Shayona, Adiru Papsha, Chimdidi, over there as you go to Mzumala. Honorable Minister, please. We go to Zomba Chisi.
Chair, thank you very much. Mine is probably an extension to the Honorable Member for Chorotava, and just an assurance that I want to get from the Honorable Minister of Finance. Considering that Marep was drawing funds from fuel level, and that as we stand now, funds are not being drawn from that level, and currently Marep Phase 9 is at 75% completion, and there are still some more centers that are yet to be connected. For example, Mangwere, Moa, and Margareta in my constituency. Now, I have looked at the budget document number 4, volume number 3, where the vote under discussion is, but I'm not seeing any allocation for Marep, completion of Marep 9 and the starting of Marep 10. So I want to know from the Honorable Minister, in the same line with the member for Chorotava, the assurance whether there's going to be a special allocation for completion of Marep Phase 9 and the starting of Marep Phase 10, which I believe there's already a survey that was done in that. Thank you, Chairperson.
Rompe West and then Tolo Centro. No, Blantyre North. Blantyre North.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My question is more or less like the ones which has already been asked. I would like to plead with the Minister of Finance to assure this House that with the allocated amount of 56 billion is going to be enough to complete Marep Phase 9 and start Marep Phase 6, because this Phase 9 has overstayed. Vividly in my mind is in Sambamwali Trading Center, and the Namalonde Trading Center in Blantyre North. There have been no work for the past 12 months. So the people of Blantyre North, especially Sambamwali and the Namalonde, are depending on this vote so that they should be connected to the grid. Please, Honorable Minister, assure us. I submit.
Thank you very much, Blantyre North. Tolo Center.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would like the Minister of Finance to assure us that the 3 E's, effectiveness, efficiency, and economic, in this particular minister is being adhered to. MAREP 9 has taken so long to implement. Now, the resources that are there, are we sure that we have really resolved the inefficiencies that are in the ministry, or the money should really be taken back to complete the previous MAREP before we get into the other one to avoid backlogs?
Honorable Minister of Finance. Just an assurance. Just an assurance.
So, through your chair, just to assure all honorable members that as government we are working on it, but the House should also note that with MAREP and on MAREP we use the levy, so we are working on it. We have already identified places, including contractors, to do the work. But in the conclusion, Chair, I wanted also to assure the nation through the House that the Malawi government has been granted 350 million USD under the ASEM project. It is also under the Energy Compact. It's about electricity. But also, just 2 days ago, ESCOM has indicated that they have received over 180,000 meters to be connected, and only 42,000 applicants are there. So we are doing quite a lot on energy and electricity. Therefore, honorable members should be assured that the connection and the connectivity will be there, and this is a caring government. I submit, Chair.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, and I put the question that the provision of 56 billion for the 6,637,238 kwacha on vote 490, Minister of Energy, stand part of the current and development estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. At exactly 16:12, the chair does ask the question that vote 510 Anti-Corruption Bureau. Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 10,724,340,784 kwacha on vote 510 Anti-Corruption Bureau stand part of the recurrent and development estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Mangochi Southwest.
Honorable Chairperson, Mangochi Southwest wants to ask a question to the minister. Mangochi Southwest has done an analysis of this budget, of this vote. Particularly, our interest is on the rentals. The rentals. We are paying a lot of money on the rentals. For a budget for ORT of 5 billion, almost 500 million is going to rentals. Mangochi Southwest believes that this is not prudent. We have so many infrastructures, buildings. Can we now maybe begin, if we don't have those infrastructure, the buildings available for the ACB, can we begin to construct government offices, particularly here in Lilongwe, where we can house all the ministries, because we see in this budget that we have rentals everywhere hanging around. So may the minister, maybe not for this year, but going forward, can he begin to rationalize the budget and making sure that we put our money into good use by maybe having our own infrastructure instead of spending money for rentals. 500 million for SCB alone is not prudent. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson.
Minister of Finance.
Chair, just to agree with him that the proposal is very good and the government is working on it. We already have a plot behind the National Bank in Lilongwe, and shall there be all the resources available, definitely we are going to build. Thank you very much, Chair.
Members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 10,724,340,784 kwacha on vote 510 and Corruption Bureau stand part of the current and current estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the good opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 520, Legal Aid Bureau. Minister of Finance.
Chair, I beg to move that the provision of 5,606,925,820 kwacha on vote 520 Legal Aid Bureau stand part of the recurrent estimates. The Chair, I beg to move.
Zomba Malosa.
Thank you, Chairman. With budget document number 5, page 361, I was again checking the total budget for 2024-2025 and this 2025-2026. Honorable Chair, I'm seeing the difference again is little. It's just been raised by 1 billion. This bureau helps our people in the constituencies, those ones that cannot afford lawyers. So I wanted to ask the Minister of Finance, can't you do something better for this bureau so that maybe it works well, like increasing their budget? Thank you.
If, Honorable Minister.
Chair, based on the performance, we'll consider that during the mid-year review. I submit.
If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question that the provision of 5,606,925,820 kwacha on vote 520 Legal Aid Bureau stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Vote 550, Office of Ombudsman, Minister of Finance.
Chair, through you, I beg to move that the provision of 5,219,821,364 kwacha on vote 550, Office of the Ombudsman stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, at this juncture, the people of Mangochi Southwest wanted to speak, but they've yielded. I put a question that the provision of 5,219,821,1064 kwacha on vote 550, Office of the Ombudsman stand part of the current estimates. Those of that opinion say aye. And those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honorable members, I'm turning to my left. Honorable members, I'm turning to my front. Honorable members, and finally to the government side. Honorable members, last but one, vote 560. Malawi Law Commission, Minister of Finance, please.
Chair, through you, I beg to move that the provision of 2,264,084,013 kwacha on the vote 560, the Malawi Law Commission stand part of the recurrent estimate. Chair, I beg to move.
Mangoji, Southwest, Chiripa Road people.
Honorable Chairperson, thank you very much for giving the people of Mangoji Southwest to speak on this particular vote. What Mangoji Southwest wants to say is to thank all Malawians, who joined us as we passed this budget. Out there, some people are saying that because there was a division on one particular vote, therefore that vote, this side there was a division. No, there was a division. The division was in the House. We have supported the budget.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the provision of 2,264,084,013 kwacha on vote 560, Malawi Law Commission stand part of the current estimate. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honorable members, you can now cough because I want to put a question. You can now clear your throat because I want to put a question. Honorable members, I now put the question that the sum of 8 trillion 76 billion 667 million 784,858 kwacha to be appropriated to the consolidated, recurrent, and capital accounts for the purpose set out in the recurrent and capital estimate. Those of that opinion say, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Budget has been passed by both opposition and government. Congratulations, Honorable Minister. Go ye and deliver. I've done my part. We have done our part. And the Malawians are happy. Leader of government, leader of opposition, congratulations. Mr. President, congratulations. God bless you. This marks the end of committee supply. Okay. What a day. Leader of the House, extension of time. No,
I beg to move that time be extended in order to allow the Honorable Minister of Finance to report to you and their move. I beg to move.
Thank you so much, Leader of the House. Honourable members, there's a motion that sitting time be extended in order that we allow the Honourable Minister of Finance to do the reporting of what transpired when the Speaker was not around. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Mr. of Finance, what happened? The Speaker wasn't there. What happened?
Chair, first, Deputy Speaker, I beg to report what happened in your absentia. That all the votes, starting from vote 050 to vote Chair,
Minister, for record purposes, you go vote by vote. But you can say, as you put it, vote 050 to vote so much. But we know the in between votes that have passed. Thank you.
Chair, I would like to report that all the votes starting from vote 050 to 560 have passed the Committee of Supply without amendments. I therefore beg to move that the sum of 8,676,784,858 kwacha be appropriated to the consolidated recurrent and capital accounts for the purposes set out in the recurrent and capital estimates. Chair, I beg to move.
Honorable members, there's a motion that the sum of 8,666,784,858 kwacha be consolidated to the current and capital accounts for the purpose set out in the current and capital estimates. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion has carried. Therefore, the budget has passed. Congratulations, Honorable Minister. Congratulations. Congratulations, Honorable Leader of the House. Congratulations, Honorable Leader of Opposition. Congratulations to the State President, and congratulations to all Malawians. Go ye and deliver. Amen. Leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker, in the first place, I have to thank you in the manner you chaired proceedings today. And first of all, to thank the Second Deputy Speaker and you yourself for chairing the Committee of Supply. But most importantly, I have to thank and congratulate the Honorable Minister of Finance. Let me repeat that, the able Honorable Minister of Finance, for the wonderful job that he has done in the House. Congratulations. And finally, to thank all honorable members. And I want to say it, all honorable members for saving Malawians. This is why we are in this house, to save Malawians. Look at the time, it's 23 minutes to 7. Some people always write bad things about members of parliament when they are late. And I hope tomorrow they will write and say they were there to pass the budget for us. I want to thank you. And tomorrow, Thursday,
it's a private members' day. But looking at the business we have, after some deliberation of the private members' business, time permitting, if they hand it over to us, we shall tackle bills that are already displayed on the order paper. Have a lovely evening. You are indeed Kamacheni. You are indeed Mpunde. But let me not forget your wonderful table clerks for the wonderful job they have done. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Good evening.
Echoing the sentiments by the leader of the House to salute all members for the job well done. That's the spirit. May the good Lord bless you all. As we take leave, as we do adjourn, may the blessings of the Lord be showered upon all of you. House adjourned. See you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m.
budget to pave way for the Committee of Supply as indicated in today's order paper. The House looked into 62 votes and passed the 8.76 trillion kwacha 2025-2026 national budget estimate. Among those that got their lion's share are vote 121, National Local Government Finance Committee with 1.1 trillion kwacha, vote 190, Ministry of Agriculture with over 600 billion kwacha, and vote 310, Ministry of Health with over 390 billion kwacha. The new financial year is expected to run from 1st April 2025 to 31st March 2026. We will keep you informed on the budget process as Parliament is expected to rise on 11th April 2025. The House has since adjourned to tomorrow, Thursday, at 9:30 in the morning. Ndi mmene zayendera zokambirana za phungu kuno ku nyumba ya malamulo lero lachitatu pa 26 March 2025. Nduna ya zachuma inayamba ndi kutseka zokambirana pa ndondomeko ya chuma cha boma ya chaka cha 2025-2026. Kenaka nyumba iyi inayamba kuunika magawo a ndalama omwe ndondomeko ya chumayi yapereka ku maunduna komanso nthambi zosiyanasiyana za boma. Padakali pano aphungu a Nyumba ya Malamulo avomereza ndondomeko ya chuma cha boma ya mchaka cha 2025-2026 yomwe ndi ya ndalama zokwana 8.76 trillion kwacha. Chaka cha chuma cha boma chatsopanochi chikuyembekezeka kuyamba pa 1 April 2025 pakana pa 31 March 2026. Wachiwiri kwa spika ya Nyumba ya Malamulo olemekezeka Amadaliso Kasombo MP ayimisa zokambirana za phunguwa kufikira mmawa lachinayi nthawi ya 9:30 mmawa. Malo mwa azanga onse kuno ku Parliament Television tikuthokozeni posatira zokambirana za phungu kuno ku Nyumba ya Malamulo. Dzina langa ndi Fane Mbwana, pitirizani kuonera zina zosatira.